Okay, so here is Sam at the hitting boot camp #1. On the left we have day 1 of the camp, and on the right we have day 4 of our camp. I synced the videos together so we can kind of see the two side by side as we go. So he's in his initial batting stance. Okay, those look like a pretty athletic base. I'll take that in the stance there. Okay, so as we're loading up and taking our step, we see on the left how everything has to start earlier because he's picking up his leg and he's doing such a big step. So I synced all these up with their point of contact. When they make contact, I link the two videos together. So you can see how much longer something would have to take. If I'm taking that big of a step, I'm going to have to start that much sooner. Whereas the one on the right, he's a little more under control. Just a little step, that's all we need. All we need to do is really get our hands back and our weight back, gather ourselves, and take our step. So we can see how wide he gets. So at touchdown, when his foot lands on the before, he's really way out there, almost too wide to be in an athletic stance, and you could start losing a lot of things. Plus you're shrinking. You're going to be getting under the ball a lot. So as you can see, we're starting our swing through. Now this is something that we talked about a lot with him, is being able to keep his hands inside this ball and really keeping this barrel of the bat closer to your shoulder, your right shoulder, as you're getting your hands through. So you see how the barrel of the bat is staying somewhat close to the shoulder there, and it's not starting to get away from him as it does right here. Okay, and then let's also look at his hips right now. We can see how when he first came in here, how his hips are at contact, how he's already collapsing into everything right there, and we're doing a much better job of staying nice and stable there, a lot more under control, really working on having that nice stiff front side as we're swinging through. So as we progress a little more, we can start seeing getting the hands through. Okay, yeah, at this swing, or at this part, we can see in the before clip on the one on the left, we can see how his front hip has flown open so wide right there, and the barrel just really comes so far around and almost like just boomerangs around or casts out around, and oftentimes you're going to be making contact, getting jammed up or on the end of the bat and not making contact on the sweet spot. So you can see right there, he gets under it. He's way out front. There's a lot of bad things that have happened in that swing, but it all attributed to the big step and where he was at when he first started his swing. So now we focus back to the one on the right, the swing. Much better job of keeping the hands in, although this is where it starts leaving a little early. He doesn't start staying on it too much, and now we start getting around this ball right there, and we can see how we are at contact and how the hands have just started to, instead of keep going forward here and continue, as we can highlight the hands here. One second. The hands right here, now they kind of just peel off, and we're not really left with a good extension. And you can see how every time when we're extending, it's always pointing at like the third baseman or the shortstop when our hands are getting fully extended. And that's where we had talked about really wanting to be pointing up all the way, finishing pointing right back at the pitcher, straight ahead. So everything gets peeled off. So a much better job in the day 4, but still, a room for improvement, and just really working on staying short to the ball, like we had talked about a lot in the camp, and really just being able to work, really getting those hands in there and staying inside that ball, just work on, and then also staying back and quieting the hips, making sure I'm not dancing all over the place or taking such heavy steps, but staying under controlled and balanced. So right there we could see how the hands just leave us early, and that was a common thing in the camp, that he would be pulling around the ball and popping things up as well. So steady the hips, work on getting those hands through. A lot of work down the middle, and especially on outside pitches. Do some tee work, set the ball up outside, and think about driving the ball the other way, and yeah, just practicing. It's baseball season, time to practice. So keep it up, and hope to see you around soon. Thanks.